The strong and the wealthy helping the weak and the poor, as we saw with the global citizen.
It makes you come across helpless and weak, and no one wants to come across that way.
Independent, we're weak. We should be independent.
Mind seems weak. And above all, Scouts are grounded.
They were so weak from the treatment. How broken and very weak as she was very difficult.
Lots of other mountain thrills. I'm just kind of weak in my coverage of Switzerland.
And nobody ever told me I was a weak guy. Nobody ever told me that I...
We all have weak sides, but accepting, of course, my good sides too, and then try.
Like prison, lone drifters are weak and vulnerable to attacks.
Yeah.
But you still, I'm sure, have your finger on at least a weak pulse of the kind of teaching and psych.
Every way I'm weak on was key to my ability to being able to do the job.
But budget stabilization is weak. The SIF fund is weak.
Away or weak or ineffective or almost gone. That
would be Anna Terra Flores and Lisbeth Benaquista.
You would characterize them as weak?
I would say that they are weaker than previous lieutenants.
Lower ag prices, low oil prices, weak Canadian dollar. We still may see some economic.
It also suggests that leaders will have to grow weak ties as they move.
With the oil prices being weak, there was concern. So,
massive job-killing tax increases when the economy's this weak. Nobody's looking to
this being in this terribly weakened, famished state.
Thank you so much for your talk.
Better if I feel socially powerful or socially weak, it's just a disease.
We are quite weak compared to folks 150 years ago. Third thing you notice.
Children have this incredible sense of knowing where to sort of zone in on the weak spot on parents. It's kind of radar-like.
Something that I need to take care of. Doesn't make you weak.
Older people like me, you know, we fear being weak. We fear being dependent.
And part of that is then you can support them where they're weak. And David Campese was
his own people. Some of you, Paul says, are weak and sick. And some of you sleep because of tampering with the sanctity of the... Some of you are weak and sick, and some of you are dead. You sleep because of desecrating the Lord's table. So there.
Russia's a declining state. Weak states like Pakistan, failed states like Syria, rogue states.
For help, because that means I'm weak, and I think that's really not.
Having to move. A big storm will come in and it will ruin their already weak structures, and then they'll have to.
We started with a weak base, which is, again, as I say, not a criticism.
They are weak. Their state is corrupt. It's oligarchical. They have.
And they were not those weak, timid souls who cowered and shrank.
Reducing bureaucratic overhead and waste and canceling weak programs in order to preserve and enhance military
function of the heart and can cause a weak, dilated heart. So they're very serious diseases.
In particular, were weak, and that they weren't disciplining.
Idea of weapons of the weak, and his idea was that in some.
The part about crossing the Red Sea is a little weak. You may want to rethink that.
Something. So it's a weak hit that might just be a home run, but some were hit quite hard.
Cannot be there. He's too weak.